for your visit?
Well, I have a great relationship, as you know, with President Xi, and I look forward to being there. We have a very special relationship, so I look forward to being in China.
President Trump just moments ago, earlier today, Secretary of War Pete Hegseth affirming that China will not back Iran by supplying weapons to use against the United States. Watch.
Well, as you know, President Trump has a very strong and direct relationship with President Xi, and they communicated on that, and China has assured us that that indeed is not going to happen, and in the spirit of the meeting they'll have next month.
Financial Times reporting that Iran used Chinese spy satellites obtained in 2024 to get the target information for U.S. bases across the Middle East. Fox confirms access to the satellite images were part of a deal between the IRGC and China in that base satellite company. Joining me now, retired U.S. Navy intelligence officer Captain Todd Sawhill. He has over 25 years of military experience advising on the Middle East at CENTCOM, the 5th Fleet and Joint Staff Headquarters. Captain Sawhill, great to have you back on the show. Thank you for joining me again.
Hey, thanks for letting me on.
So, you know, one of the things that you did in your career was to figure out the targeting using B-2s and bunker busters for the Iranian nuclear sites that were hit back in June, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
So I just want to ask you, what was it like for you to see those plans that you worked on actually carried out?
To a certain degree, it was gratifying, I think, and it was really the culmination of, make no mistake about it, the pilots that flew the mission and everyone who did the support did an amazing job, and what they did was extremely proficient and to a certain degree faced a lot of danger doing so, but it also was rewarding on behalf of the intelligence community that spent an inordinate amount of time actually trying to characterize those targets and making it so that we knew exactly what weapons to use, what aircraft to use, how to mitigate the threat. So in many ways, it was rewarding in that regard.
I imagine. When you hear these reports of 900 pounds of enriched uranium, weapons-grade enriched uranium buried under there, the president refers to them as the dust after the attacks that we talked about. Knowing those sites as you do, what goes through your mind when you think about the process of extracting all of that, if indeed that is part of this agreement, which the president has said it will be?
It's going to take time. And one of the things that we have kind of on our side that we didn't necessarily have in some of the planning phases is with the localized air superiority that we have and a fairly nascent or a fairly benign environment from a threat perspective, particularly for some of our intelligence collection assets, it's going to give us more capacity to see what's happening at those sites on a fairly frequent level. We're not going to have necessarily 24/7 persistence, but we are going to have greater fidelity. So we'll see what's going on, have better insight into what they're trying to do and how to unearth it. And if we have to, if it looks like they're going to do something untoward with the material, then we have the option to restrike the facilities as we need to keep the material at least safe where it is buried underneath those mountains.
So the reverse of the work that you did is what the Chinese are selling Iran, which is target information and oversight for U.S. bases so that they can hit our U.S. bases. Your thoughts on that?
To a certain degree, I look at what China's doing, and I always try and look through the lens of China will do what is best for China. So in the short term, it's providing commercial satellite imagery for Iran to help maximize their capability with their weapons. But it's not to say that what they're doing is necessarily with the same fidelity that some of the advanced capabilities that we have. But it is good, and it's making their targeting better. So instead of launching, say, 5 munitions at one target, they can get the same impact with one. It's the same sort of thing that we try to do with our targeting. But in many cases, it's sort of the cost of doing business with China because they're looking at this region as a way to not just exert their influence and make sure that they're getting the resources they need and the access they need, such as building a base in Djibouti that they're starting to operate out of regularly, or the One Belt, One Road initiative that they're doing through Pakistan and through Iran. It's access to Chabahar. It's a way to also impose costs on the U.S. by helping Iran become more efficient at what they do. So for them, it's looking through the lens of what is best for China in the long run, and they'll usually take that road.
Okay. Interesting. Captain Todd Sawhill, thank you very much. Good to have you here, sir.
Thank you.
Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube and catch full shows streaming now on Fox One.